Are you thinking about moving to Lubbock, Texas? Well, for the next few minutes, we're going to talk about the cost of actually living here. So, we're going to go over everything from gas, housing, utilities to daycare and see if Lubbock is really a right fit for you financial wise, because lifestyle wise, it's amazing. So, let's just jump into that really quick. First thing is, if you're moving somewhere, you obviously need somewhere to live. So let's talk about renting and buying. If you're renting in Lubbock, you'd expect to see a 2 bedroom, 1 bath apartment, probably costing around just north of $1,000 a month, which, I mean, nationally, compared, it's about 26% less than the national average. Now, if you're looking to buy in Lubbock, the median price is sitting just north of 200,000, which it's crazy because it's actually 40% less than the national average. So it's actually more affordable to buy a home here in Lubbock, especially with Lubbock's appreciation rate. You really can't go wrong. And maybe I'm biased, but I always think that it is better to buy than to rent, depending on your situation. If you're not going to be in a home for a place for a long time and you can't really take advantage of that appreciation, then by all means, renting is your go-to. But if you are going to be in a home for 2 to however many years, definitely try and buy here in Lubbock. And there's plenty of options too, from new construction to existing construction, townhomes to these gigantic homes to garden homes. Everything is here. There's really a choice for everyone if you're considering moving here to Lubbock, Texas. Okay, so what about how much does it cost to actually live in the home or the apartment or townhome? If you're renting, let's take mortgage away. What about utilities? Well, for Lubbock's average, you'd expect to spend about 176 a month on everything except for internet service. Internet service, you're really looking at around 55 to, you could probably spend around $90 a month to get really good internet service. That's really the cost of it. Now, it also depends on what provider you're with. So if you're in South Lubbock or super north, super west, you're probably going to be in South Plains Electric Co-op, which is by far the cheapest electric provider here in West Texas. Amazing people, highly recommend them. For gas, you're probably going to have Atmos. And then for internet, I would say get some Starlink, but there's plenty of options for any of these services. Just know you're not going to be really breaking the bank, for your mortgage and utilities here in Lubbock, so you can live pretty comfortably. Okay, you've got somewhere to sleep. Now, what about eat? Well, for groceries in Lubbock, they've always been super affordable. And if you're looking for, like a dozen of eggs, you probably expect to spend like $3.44. Now, this changes. Don't get me wrong, this changes. But Lubbock has always historically been lower as far as grocery goes. And if you're looking for, like a pound of chicken, you're probably spending around $3.50. So feeding yourself or your family, it's really not going to break the bank either. It's not going to cost an arm and a leg. And you can still enjoy a lot of fresh produce that West Texas has to offer. Now, what about daycare? If you have kids or you're planning to have kids, well, here's the bad news. Lubbock's daycare cost is actually a little bit higher than the national average. You're going to spend around $646 a month on daycare. Yeah, it's expensive, but well worth it too, but still expensive. But this all depends on the program, and Lubbock actually has some pretty awesome after-school programs for kids as well that are incorporated into the independent school district. So do your research on this. There's plenty of awesome daycares here in Lubbock, but there's also a lot of options with the Lubbock School District. So if you're looking to move somewhere with low housing costs, pretty decently priced groceries, but kind of expensive daycare, Lubbock is your place to be. It's a beautiful city, and if you're thinking about moving here or just want a little bit more in-depth information, feel free to reach out to me. My name's Nate Toffner with Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate, and we'll catch you on the next one.